Basically, I feel like men want to be treated like women a lot of times. They want to be taken on dates. They want to be called all the time. They don't want to be the man in a relationship.
They want to be earned. They want to be pursued.
Yes.
They want to be chased.
Yes.
I'm the prize.
Yes.
And the silly part about it is, y'all be doing it.
I don't.
You always talk about, I ain't chasing no man. That's the you do. Every time you get that man a chance and he don't deserve it. Every time you settle what you know you deserve out of a relationship for a man that isn't meeting your qualifications, every single time you allow a man to take you off the dating market, you have become unsingle to a single man. Here you are trying to prove your worth to a man that's blind to it. What good is it to be a good woman to a man that don't know what a good woman is? What I'm saying is, the Bible don't say, she who finds a husband finds a good thing. But some of y'all, it say, he who finds a wife. But some of y'all doing the seeking. Y'all doing the courting. You lead in dating, because here's the thing. When that man don't provide clarity, what you do? Begging for it. See me. Acknowledge me. Text me back. Instead of finding a man that so the reason why these men are doing it is because you are allowing it. Here's the thing. If you don't want a man that's uncommittal, don't date one. If you don't want a man that can't show up on a consistent basis, don't date one. If you don't want a man that acts like he's the princess, this man goes to the passenger seat in your car. And you constantly driving that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if that's not the man you want, don't date that man. Anybody else?
Never marry a woman until she passes these 5 tests. Test 1, respect under anger. Pay attention when she's mad, not when she's sweet. Does she insult you, embarrass you, or does she stay controlled? Test 2 is the peace test. Ask yourself this question honestly. Does she make your life easier or more stressful? Lighter or heavier? Relationships should feel like peace, not a second job. Test 3, loyalty without supervision. How does she move when you're not around? Is she respectful, private, or busy entertaining attention? Pure loyalty does not need constant monitoring. Test 4 is the hard times test. Whenever you lose something, whatever it may be, watch her reaction. Is she supportive, or is she distant and irritated? Anyone can love you at your peak. Only a few will stay if you fall. Test 5 is cooperation. Can she follow your lead without turning everything into a debate? Don't mistake this with control or fear. This is cooperation. 2 captains are more likely to sink the ship than 1. Beauty, chemistry, and excitement eventually all fade.
Andrew, it just hurts feelings, right? That's it. At least that's what we've been told. However, I would like those individuals that believe that particular narrative to actually take into consideration if even that were true. Do you know what hurt feelings due to mental health over a period of time? Over 600,000 men per year remove themselves from this plane of existence by their own hands due to poor mental health. And some of you actually celebrate this unfortunate tragedy. Yet, misandry just hurts feelings. But that's not all it does. But a lot of you aren't ready to have that conversation. But even if that was the case, how exactly is contributing to the poor mental health of over 600,000 men per year something to be celebrated, as many of you do? I really can't wait to hear the answer to that question.
If a man has no friends, pay attention. If a man has no friends or a very small circle, don't get it twisted. That is not a red flag. That's a man who has mastered himself. A man without friends or a very small circle is a very, very secure man. He's learned that quality matters more than quantity, and he doesn't need an audience to validate his worth. His confidence comes from inside, not from the approval of others. He's not afraid to be alone because he knows his own strength. He is very selective with his energy and who he lets into his life. That is a good quality to have. He walks away from drama and gossip because he has built a peaceful life for himself and does not want to let that go. He doesn't need to be surrounded by people to feel complete. He's comfortable, he's grounded, he's steady, and he doesn't waste time on meaningless relationships. He knows that what he wants, and he doesn't waste time with it. So if you come across a man with very few friends or a very small circle, Don't underestimate him. That's not loneliness. That is discipline. And he knows peace. It's not isolation. That is self-mastery. And men like that, they're the hardest ones to replace.
Wow. And that's where the drama, all the unnecessary drama comes in.
Yes.
I may or may not have shed a tear yesterday, okay? This lady put something into perspective for me, and I learned so much about women, and women, there's something you can learn about men. She talks about both parties. I don't know where this lady has been hiding this entire time. I've watched 30 of her videos. Listen to this.
We interrupt them to get the feeling of connection back. Hi, honey. Text. We call. We open the home office door. Hi, honey. Hi. If they even lift their head. And then we went to get connection, and our attempt to connect was rejected. And now I'm even less safe than I was before. He's mad at me?
No, he's mean.
Is he mad? He's mean, or is he mad at me? Or why didn't he look up? Was it because of what I said to him this one? And we spin out. We spin out trying to figure out the why. But we don't come up with accurate answers, because we answer our why questions with why a woman would have done that.
Wow. And that's where the drama, all the unnecessary drama comes in.
Yes.
Because we think they're reacting the way we would have, or that bad best friend that hurt us, or whatever, that woman that, whatever. And it's not even
just
the male.
9 out of 10 women don't understand this. Men prefer solitude. Not because we're damaged, not because we're cold, but because peace hits harder than fake conversations. A man's soul regenerates in silence. That's quiet mornings with no expectations. Long walks where the only voice we hear is the one we spent decades running from. And women call it loneliness because their brains crave chaos and constant stimulation. Men call it clarity. The moment you stop needing people to fill the gaps, you realize there weren't any gaps at all. Solitude is not emptiness. It's a king's private chamber, and in that quiet, you finally meet the man you were chasing your whole life. It turns out it was you all along.
Apparently, this is why guys should pay on the first date.
Too sexy for this too sexy for your girl.
Okay.
Too sexy for this world. Too
Creams,
sexy for this
whole bunch of them.
Too sexy for that jack. Yeah.
Okay.
Too sexy for this chain. Too sexy for your game. Too sexy for this fame. Yeah.
Okay.
Too sexy for
A whole bunch of shit I ain't asked for.
Too sexy for that cap. Too sexy for that jack. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fine. Okay. I'm feeling too sexy to accept requests. Way too sexy. And I'm way too sexy.
After all these creams just to look exactly the same. Yo, I don't care how much none of that shit costs. That shit has nothing to do with me. I like my chicks natural. I don't really like a lot of makeup at all. So any of your morning routine and creams and facial products, that's not on me. It's not attached to an invoice that I gotta receive to take you out because I gotta pay a percentage of what you gotta put on before you get out. Get out of here. I'm not asking you for part of what my car costs or what the tolls cost to get to your crib, my haircut, anything I put on, that's on me. And that's crazy. Oh, I gotta do all this to get ready. Nah, yo, I asked you to get ready. I'm speaking to the person inside of you that's supposed to be a long-term thing for this dating, right? We supposed to be dating to marry. Think I care about your facial products? That's on you. That's what you use. That's your choice. So you gonna cover that cost. It don't mean, oh, for me to go out, the dinner gotta be at least $400 because of this, that, and the third. Get that out of here. Entitlement are crazy. That's why we gotta pay. You bugging. This is why society's up, because of girls like this. And all that just to look average. She looked average before she put this on. She looked average after she put it on. This is doing nothing. It's not an enhancer. It's just keeping your average looking average, which is fine. She's kind of cute in her own way. You know, the creams didn't do nothing. And I don't care about none of that. Guys don't care about none of this shit. We don't. We just want a natural looking chick. Like, guys don't give a about stretch marks. Guys don't give a about none of that. You know, we actually think it's sexy on most chicks. You know, some battle scars, some stretch marks, looking natural is sexy as. So, yo, take your $930 face creams and shove it up your because I don't want none of it. Turn around.
And once again, we're sitting up here talking about how women are good women. Well, the men want to be called nowadays. They want the women to text first. Can we please stop and listen to what's being said? Can we stop and listen to what's being said, man? I mean, my God. God forbid a man say, hey, I want you to put forth effort sometime. I mean, if you go to work, your boss is not going to come. Your boss is not going to be coming to your office. Your boss is going to want you to come to their office. Well, come over here and talk to me. But you're going to say to your boss, as a leader, at some point in time, you need to come to where I am. You need to talk to me, listen to me, asking me what my goals are. And not just in the performance review. If you're a good leader, you're going to actually take interest in me and come and see about me. You're going to say, okay, I need to treat my employees with respect and honor and dignity and help them with their goals, because in me doing that, they're going to help me with my goals. It's going to be a mutually beneficial relationship. Men are not getting that. That's why they're wanting you to text. That's why they're wanting you to call them first. Essentially what they're asking you for is effort. They don't think they're getting the effort from you.
What men really want is a woman who's peaceful, calm, loyal, and who's just comfortable and easy to be around. They have enough headaches in life. If they're doing their job as a man, if they're going out and they're making money and they're working hard and they're putting food on the table and they're putting a roof over your head, they got enough. They don't need to come home to a headache. Let's just be realistic. They don't. So you don't automatically benefit a man by existing. You benefit a man when you act and behave in a way that complements him, A, meaning you're not trying to be the man. Let him be the man, you be the woman. And B, when you aren't a constant and steady drain on his life.
Okay, let's talk. A lot of women want a masculine man, but then you all show up in the relationship acting like his competition, not his counterpart. You say you want a leadership, presence, effort, protection, but your energy blocks every single thing you say you want. So let me break this down real quick, because if you can't embody these 5 traits, you're not calling in masculine energy, you're repelling it. Number 1, receptivity. Girl, let him show up. Some of you want a man to lead, but you argue with him every time he tries. You want him to plan, but you reject every suggestion. A man doesn't rise where he's micromanaged. He rises where he's received. Second, emotional softness. Listen, hyper-independence looks glamorous on Instagram, but in real life, men don't fall for hardness. They fall for warmth. Softness isn't about crying in the corner. It's the vibe, the way you talk to him, the way you look at him, the way you open up without making him feel like he's walking into a fire zone. Softness doesn't make you weak. It makes you magnetic. Third, appreciation. Here's a secret men don't tell you. They notice everything you appreciate and everything you don't. You don't have to throw a parade. Just acknowledge the effort. Men are simple. What gets appreciated gets repeated. What gets criticized gets deleted. If you want consistency, you better recognize effort, because no man keeps pouring into a woman who acts like it's bare minimum. Number 4, emotional accountability. And this one separates grown women from emotional toddlers. Your triggers, your wounds, your past hurt, that's your homework. A man cannot fix pain he didn't cause. And when you throw emotional chaos at him every time you're overwhelmed, you're being irresponsible. Accountability sounds like, I'm upset, but I know this isn't all on you. This is my trigger, not your disrespect. Men don't run away from emotions. They run away from blame. Number 5, respect. The one thing that turns a man from I'm here for a good time to I'm here for the long term. Respect doesn't mean yes, sir. Respect his tone. Respect is not talking to him sideways. Respect is not emasculating him because you're annoyed. Respect is not comparing him to other men like a TikTok trend. By the way, stop doing that. If you can't speak to him with respect when you're mad, he'll never trust you with his heart when he's soft. Respect is the entry point to his masculinity. Not beauty, not vibes, respect. Feminine energy isn't about dresses, makeup, or being girly. It's about your emotional posture. Your softness invites his strength. Your receptivity invites his leadership. Your appreciation invites his consistency. Your accountability invites his vulnerability. Your respect invites his commitment. And if you're not getting masculinity from him, check the energy you're giving.
It is crazy how when we get into a relationship with a man, it's no longer on our timing as a woman. You see, a man can get married in less than 6 months, or he can wait 5 to 7 years. It depends on that woman. Men don't rush into marriage at all. They just move fast when certainty shows up. People often think getting married fast is super impulsive, but it's actually clarity. If you haven't noticed how the world runs, men move fast when the right conditions exist. Here's what's usually present when a man gets married super fast. Number one, that woman brings him peace. Being with that woman feels easier than being alone because there's no emotional roller coaster, there's no drama, and no chaos. Number two is respect. He feels respected in how she talks to him, how she trusts him, and also supports his leadership. Number three is emotional safety. He can talk to her and be honest without anything being used against him later. Number four is consistency. Her energy, affection, and behavior don't change based on milestones or pressure. Number five, she believes in him. She believes in his vision even when results haven't shown up yet. Number six is alignment. They want the same life, values, direction, not just love. When all of those things exist in a woman, a man does not feel rushed. He actually feels secure. And we all know when a man feels secure, he's not waiting. He's going to get what he wants.
My ex-boyfriend just got married. We broke up 3 years ago. He just got married. And then according to his wedding registry website and the story of their love, he was dating her while he was dating me. We were concurrent. And that's fun. Isn't that fun? And I'm not one for sharing on the internet, you know, I don't do that, but I feel a need to shout this from the town square. Because he took my virginity and then I guess took her on a walk. You know, I met his parents one weekend at their beach house and then I guess she came up the next weekend. So isn't that fun? Isn't that fun to be a ghost? Be a ghost, be a mime. Hello, can anyone hear me? The answer is no. So this is wild. This is wild. Also, I was 20, he was 27. Crucial information there. You know, we isolated together during the pandemic, and I guess they did as well. When? Okay, so that's so fun. And if anyone has any tips on how to handle these feelings, because I don't even know what they are, thank you so much for the hack. The hack on how to deal with this. Because it's crazy, and it's 3 a.m. and I can't sleep. Because what do you mean? Thank you.
This video has some women and moms upset. I'm about to play it for you, then explain what's happening.
Love me like a sailor. When you get tasty, tell me what's my flavor. I don't believe God, but I believe that you're my savior. My mom says that she's worried, but I'm covered in sailor.
She got a bit of criticism and it started an argument because people are saying, should kids start asking their dad's side of the story when their mom claimed that their dad didn't want them? You got some bitter moms in the comments saying that this is probably heartbreaking to her mom, that her mom knows best, because if he couldn't be a good husband, how could he be a good dad? Some say he could have been a great dad, but a horrible husband. That a lot of people stated that this happened to them where they were deprived from a relationship with their dad because of their mom. And they didn't find out the truth that their dad actually wanted them until they were older or adults. I'm gonna be honest with you. You should not stop a dad from being a dad because you got beef with him. That's weird. I'm not gonna sit here and say every dad is good. There are deadbeat and bad dads. But don't keep your kid away from the dad because you got some type of bitter beef with him. I'm happy for these two. Hope, you know, their relationship keep growing.
So I posted this video where the guy was saying, like, women are buying y'all things. Like, where are you finding the women that buy things? So I use an example. Off the top of my head, I just talked about how a lot of men don't get birthday cakes. It's just not a thing. Like, dudes aren't out here planning, like, a big birthday dinner and saying all they boys need to come and, you know, picking out an outfit. Like, most men aren't doing that. You know what I'm saying? If they are having something, somebody else is planning it for them. I'm not saying nobody ever does it. I'm just saying men just really don't care about their birthdays. Like, they'll usually go out, have a cigar or something like that. Whatever. So in the comments on Facebook, I mean, the women are in my comments just going at me. How many cakes did you buy? So how many men have you dated? Well, first off, let me say this. Cakes are $7, okay? Like, cakes are not expensive. Cakes are like my go-to for men and women when I don't know what the you like just yet. And I don't want to spend a lot of money. So the best bet is to just get a birthday cake. If I know that you like red velvet, which most dudes like red velvet, that's what I'm going to get. It's cheap. I get a birthday card. And then my is always super appreciative because it's like, oh my God, I haven't gotten a cake. And I'm like, everybody deserves a cake on their birthday. Like, so you women coming in my comments saying things like, yeah, that's why you single now. Yeah, you buying cakes. Okay. The same men that I didn't buy cakes for, not with me either. It's just like, y'all let me know every time in the comments that y'all just care about what other people think on social media. It's like, and then one girl said something about, oh, I haven't bought a cake for my man and I've been with him for 10 years. And I'm just like, so what are you doing for him on his birthday? Because if you won't buy a $7 cake, then you have to be doing something beneath that. So what you think? This is a gift? Y'all are.
And Allison Armstrong was talking about basically trying to make a connection with a guy, right? You know, we go in there, we're looking for a connection. We trying all of these things to, you know, make a connection with them. We'll open the home office door and say, hey, how's it going? And he don't even look up from his work. And we're kind of like, oh, he doesn't like me. Is he upset with me? And we spin off into a lot of this other stuff. And a lot of times it's not even true. We're in our own heads about something that he's not even thinking about. Stuff that really, honestly, and truly isn't a big deal. What you want as a woman in those times is the man to come out of the room and say, hey, sorry about that. I was super busy. I'm sorry. What's up? Oh, I really didn't want anything. Oh, okay. And instead of walking off and saying, I'm going to go get some lunch, you kind of hang out with her for like, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour, just maybe talking about whatever. That's really what she's looking for. She's just looking for like a little connection. It might not even be 30 minutes. She just might have seen like a funny video or something like that she wanted you to talk about or talk to you about, or like kind of share a laugh with you, or, you know, there might be something that she wanted to do or an event that she wanted to go to. And as a, you know, as the man or as a partner responding to that, you might look up and say, hey honey, give me like a couple of seconds or whatever, or like give me like 30 minutes to get whatever it is done so you can get whatever you're doing, and then come out there and say, hey, I'm not ignoring you. So she knows, hey, he heard me, and she's not sitting out there spiraling. If she's still sitting out there spiraling, there might be something that she needs to take a closer look at that don't necessarily have anything to do with you.
9 out of 10 women.
Can we please bring back the 90s men? Like,
No, we cannot. No, y'all keep asking for shit that's never gonna happen. No, we are not going to bring back 90s men. No, few discretion is advised.
the men who adored you for real, the men who really loved you, the men who begged for your love, like the ones who cared about you for real, the ones who, it don't matter who around, they're gonna show their love for you. Like, bring back the nice men, bring back the respectful men, bring back the men who don't feel like they have to be hoes, please. Because these pit bulls y'all got out here, keep them.
You know what? In order for us to bring back 90s men, right, it would require y'all to be 90s women. And you making this video automatically disqualifies you from being that. Y'all talk about 90s men like y'all was actually dating them. Y'all don't know what those men were actually like. Was the music better in the 90s? Yes. Do I think relationships were in a better space? Yes. But what it would require for you to have a 90s man, you are not prepared to do because your mind is in today's day and age. Y'all ain't even trying to go 50-50. 90s men were notorious for going 50-50. It was a normal thing. Y'all not trying to have no kids. And if y'all do, y'all only want one. I don't know too many families in the 90s that only had one kid. That was very rare. You're not even trying to dress modestly nowadays. You think 90s men were okay with their women coming outside half naked? No, that was not a thing. What's happening here is you are falling in love with the music and thinking all the men were like what the music is saying. And I'm not saying a lot of men were not. What I am saying is those men also had a standard. And most women in 2025 do not fit the standard of 90s men. That's just the reality of it. But you know what? I know you are not going to listen to me because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Are you single?
Yes.
Why are you single right now?
Because the men are not enough rich to take care of me.
So you're looking for a rich man?
Yes. Yes, I want to be spoiled.
Why does he have to be rich?
Because I want to be spoiled. Because I make my own money and I need to be dominated.
So you couldn't dominate the man who you were out earning?
I'm submissive. No, I cannot.
So the man that you want, what do you expect from him financially?
I accept him to change my life and, I don't know, take care of me, give me security.
He has to pay for everything,
Yes.
take you on trips.
Yes, of course.
Whatever you want, it doesn't matter the cost. He should be able to get it.
Yes. Exactly.
But you're 29 now.
Yes.
Do you think that if you met a multimillionaire in Miami, that he's going to say, yeah, I'll give that to her? Or is he going to give it to the 23-year-old girl?
I look young, I look fresh, I don't smoke, I don't drink, so I think I look 23.
Okay.
Do you?
That question's up for debate. But he gives you that, right? How do you support that multimillionaire in his life?
Just me.
Just you?
Yes.
But what do you bring?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah. It's hard to be a woman these days, so, and we get down, so.
If you feel like your husband is distant from you emotionally, this could be why. You are not giving him peace, which is the one thing that every man not only wants, but needs. Now, I could sit here and give you a list of things to do, like initiate more often, keep the house clean, don't nag him or cook for him often. And all these things can help create peace, but you can still do every single one of these things and your house still feel tense if it is not overflowing from a place of respect in your heart. When a man truly feels respected, he feels safe. He feels like he can come home and finally drop his swords. That is what empowers and enables him to be able to open up to you emotionally. Again, respect goes way deeper than just doing all of the right things. It comes from genuinely caring about his well-being. And when you have this heart posture of respect, submission and service unto your husband doesn't feel forced. Naturally begins to increase. You begin to joyfully cook for him or joyfully pick up after him without building resentment. So that all sounds great, but how do we actually get there? It does not come by willpower, but it comes through Christ. When you know Jesus and you commit to being a disciple of his, not only does your heart change, but the fruit of the Spirit ends up becoming something that your husband can actually eat off of. Submission to Christ first is how you cultivate a peaceful home for your husband, and watch him begin to open up to you emotionally.
If you don't know how to take accountability for your actions, you are going to destroy every relationship you ever try to build. Most women say they want communication, honesty, and emotional maturity, right? But the moment they're called out, they flip the script, they gaslight, deflect, or say, I only acted this way because you did this. That is not accountability. That is avoidance. And that's exactly why good men check out and shut down. Listen carefully. Accountability does not make you weak. Get that out of your freaking head. It doesn't make you less feminine. It's actually one of the most magnetic things about a woman. A man feels safe with a woman who can own her behavior instead of trying to justify it. When you refuse to take ownership, you teach him that your emotions will always outweigh logic, that every disagreement you have will turn into the blame game. And when that happens, he stops opening up, not because he doesn't care, but because it's not safe for him to do so. A real apology sounds like this. I'm sorry for what I said. I can see how that made you feel. I will do better next time. That's it. That is growth. That is maturity. The second you say, I'm sorry, but you've already lost the moment. Men, this part is for you. You need to put your foot down and make her realize that this behavior is not okay. When you keep letting it slide, you're teaching her that disrespect is negotiable. You're not helping her grow. You're enabling the dysfunction. Real men hold the line, not to dominate, but to protect the standard of respect between you two. Accountability is what separates a woman who is healed from a woman who is still reacting from her wounds. It's not about being perfect, but it's about being aware. When both people learn and acknowledge how to own their own energy, you stop breaking what was meant to build you. Learn how to take some accountability. It's not that hard. Put your ego down. Learn.
I to be honest with you, sir, I thought this was just going to be thrown out. We had a date, one date, and nothing else after that. And now I'm being sued for $10,000. I don't see how this is going to go any further. I think it's a waste of your time.
In that letter, he lied. And then that's what brought forth the perjury. It was never perjury in the beginning. It was perjury after his response.
Well, you can't say, listen, he has the right to put whatever is in the answer.
I'm not saying he can't, but
you can't add another count because you don't like or you disagree with what is in his answer.
if he responds and his response is a lie, it's perjury, then my documents will prove that he lied in his response.
No. It's his version. First of all, do you understand what perjury is?
Yes, I understand perjury is a lie. I know what perjury means.
Perjury is a statement, a false statement made under oath. So
exactly, and I got documents that prove he was lying.
You don't understand. It's a false statement made under oath. Under oath.
That stated a
when did he testify to something that he lied about? It's a false statement made under oath.
Bottom line is, you said it's a criminal offense, so I will send it to circuit court. Are we done here?
No, you don't understand, ma'am. You don't understand.
Are we done here? Are we done here?
Perjury is
what perjury means. I know exactly what perjury means. I know what perjury means. Are we done here?
No, you
Is it a criminal offense or not?
What statement? I don't see anything in the complaint that says he made some false statement under oath.
Because you don't know what happened. You're on the outside looking in.
But I can also transfer the venue to circuit.
Yes, that's what I thought, because there were other cases that should have been transferred somewhere else. So that's okay.
Ma'am, what about his costs associated with appearing because you filed it in the wrong court?
I need to see because I was not aware, since you said perjury was not on there, I was not aware that a criminal offense for intentional infliction of emotional distress was considered a criminal offense there, that it had to be
I didn't say that. That is not what I said.
Yes,
that is not what I said. I said that. No, I didn't.
Yes,
said
you
that.
did. You stated
I said that circuit.
You stated.
And I think Jedediah was really talking about something that's super important in relationships. A lot of times modern women, it talked about the connection, them wanting connection and things of that nature, which is, yes, you want that, but you also have to understand the headspace. If you're a good partner, you'd understand the headspace that a man is in, or just about what he's thinking, just kind of reading his body language. A lot of modern women, they claim to do that, they don't. Oh, well, men need to learn to read nonverbal cues and they need to know this, this, and this. How can they when you can't really even do that? And I'm not even trying to be rude or say that anybody's stupid. I'm just saying you're not really even good at that either, because you can see that man is focused and hard at work. He's locked in, but you still come in there and try to bother him. You know what I mean? Y'all want men to leave you alone in the gym, or say you're sitting at a bar. Well, he should be able to read my shoulders, my body language. You can't even do that. You can't even read the body language of your man, and that's your man. You know him, right? So at some point in time, modern women have to start exhibiting, in a relationship, they have to start exhibiting, some sort of emotional discipline and maturity. Well, I know he's super busy. I can't really talk to him right now. I really, really do. But I'm going to give him a few minutes to do whatever he's doing. And even if you're coming in, you might knock and say, hey, is it a good time to talk to you? Or, kind of check in on him if he's doing something. Or if you want to talk to him and you can see he's playing a game or something like that, you might sit next to him and not really say anything. And just kind of chill for like 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes on your phone. You write in your notes what you want to talk to him about, and then, bring it up in 15 minutes. There's a plethora of ways. It's always a balancing act. You have to be thinking about how to connect with your man in the same way that you want your man to connect with you.
It says 90%, and you could talk about facts, but I'm going to give you stats, Willie. 90% of black men would never marry. 90% of black men would never marry. 90% of black men would never marry. 30% of black women would never be married and have to marry outside their race if they want to get married in general.
36% of black men are married, as opposed to black women's 29%. That may not sound high, but what matters is the direction. Back in 2017 to 2021, black men's marriage rates was around 34%, and black women's was closer to 28%. Black men's marriage rate has grown about 0.8 percentage points per year. If that same steady pace continues, no miracles, no manipulation, black men will reach roughly 40% married by 2027. That's not an exaggerated claim. It's a statistical projection based on real data.
And the suicide rate is the highest in black men.
And the suicide rate is the highest in black men.
In every data set, white men, and in some cases, Native and indigenous men have the highest self-deletion rates by far. Black men do not rank number one in self-deletion rate comparison nationally. You have to correct this type of information because this isn't about minimizing self-deletion, guys. It's simply about stopping, the harmful narratives that pathologizes black men as uniquely broken, self-hating, or emotionally collapsing. This type of rhetoric, man, it creates a stigma in the black community that black men are suffering more than everyone else, even when the data says otherwise.
Why do men talk about women turning 30 and being single as if it's like the worst thing in the world? They're free from you. We should have a ceremony. They're blessed. They're free from your shit. That's awesome. You don't like them anymore? That's great.
Okay, first of all, men aren't talking about, this is ridiculous. Men aren't talking about 30 as, oh, you're 30 years old, like good for nothing. That's not what's happening. Okay, we know that these ages, by the way, when people marry, are getting older and older and older, right? We used to say 35 was when the women would start to panic. It's not even that anymore. I always find myself going into that 35, but I'm like, no, Jed, that was like 5 years ago. Now it's more like 38, 39, 40 now where the panic sets in. Guys aren't saying that about you at 30. What they are saying is that, wow, if I want to have, 5 kids and I want to have a big family and I want to take my time and all of these things, what is my best route to do that, right? And so, yeah, they're looking at your age. And also they're saying, what has she been doing for the last 10 years to get an attitude like this? This woman is like just seething resentment and anger and does she seem happy to you? Does she seem happy? Does that education that she's so proud of and the fancy degree that she's so proud of, does she seem happy? Or perhaps would another woman who didn't do that, who came, out of high school, maybe went to some little bit of college, wasn't particularly ambitious, but got like a small job helping her family out, is, super feminine, is, didn't have all the stress of the career climb, is, in her feminine energy, is happy, is watching the, oh, look at the grass. It looks so pretty today, is calm. And who would a guy choose? Just tell me, who would you choose? It's so obvious, right? Do you need a headache like this because she has a fancy degree? Or do you need someone who's just content, right?
Oh my God, there's no way. You can't be single. You got to have a secret woman. Oh my God, you're so handsome. You have a good job. Because they want slaves. Women don't want partners, baby girl, okay? Listen to me. Women don't want partners. They want slaves. ATMs. Do I look, man? I know I got some broad shoulders, I hit the gym. Now, I ain't no ATM, you feel me? My money. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing all that. He don't spend it on me. I'm not going to spend it on you. Get your room. I'll spend it on my wife, and none of y'all got wifey material characteristics, so as far as I've seen. So yes, I will continue to be single. I'm happy being single without the headaches. So stop asking me. Smart men are single. Trust me.
There's one thing that drains a man faster than anything else in a relationship, and most women do it every single day without realizing. It's not about what you're saying, it's how you're saying it, the tone of voice. A lot of women don't realize they've stopped using that soft, warm voice with their man. Everything comes out sharp. Yeah. Complaining about this, nagging about that, bringing up what he didn't do. And when was the last time you said something genuinely positive? Not sarcastic, not backhanded, just appreciative. Most of the time, it's 90% critical and maybe 10% positive, if that. And then we wonder why he seems distant or checked out. That constant negativity, it's draining. Your man craves your softness. Yeah. Your warmth. He needs to feel like you actually like him.
These are 5 signs that a man is hurting, but he's pretending to be okay. Number 1, he stops choosing. He doesn't even ask himself what he wants anymore. He just goes with the flow and goes along with what everybody needs because the world expects everything from him and gives him nothing back. Number 2, this man is going to become a stranger in his own home. Home should be his peace. Home should be his quiet. But at home, he's distant. He doesn't feel safe and comfortable enough to exhale. And the sad thing is, the woman lying next to him is not even going to see it. She'll be the one telling the entire world how happy her man is. Number 3, that man is going to hide himself in his work. Work doesn't need feelings, just results. So he stays busy. Because the moment he stops working, the moment he takes a second to breathe, his mind is going to start running wild. Number 4, he shrinks and makes himself small to hide the pain. If you ask him how he's doing, he's fine, he's good. But deep down, he's not. He just knows that if he opens up, somehow it turns into a conversation about everyone else, about everything else but him. Number 5, he loses his spark. The things that men love to do, like playing dominoes with his boys, fishing, watching the game, those things now feel heavy. Even joy feels risky. So he starts to pull back and he remains in his shell. And the world is going to say he went mad.
Popular opinion. Modern dating is broken. And while men broke a lot of it, women helped build some of it too. And before you come for me in the comments, hear me out. Every time we accept less and said nothing, we set a standard. Every time we chased someone who wasn't chasing us, we taught him it was fine. Every time we stayed in something undefined for 2 years, we showed him there were no consequences. Now, I'm not blaming women. I'm talking to women. Because there's a difference. The only thing you can actually control in dating is what you accept. And when you raise your standard, when you actually leave what does not deserve you, when you stop negotiating for basic respect like a hostage situation, the whole dynamic changes. Not because you changed him, but because you changed what you were available for. And that is where power eventually lives. Not in fixing him, in knowing your worth well enough to stop trying.
But there are men out there that have no attention from women. No, it's actually more in reverse. All right. Again, I always say the loneliest person is a single man.
My homegirls that's sitting at the house knocking on 40 that she is not lonelier than these fellas.
And this is one of the reasons why the rate of is higher amongst men than women. But at the end of the day, there are much more lonely men who can do nothing about they can't do nothing about it right this minute.
Not even from a dramatic place, but maybe from a depressed place. How do men look at that? Because, you know, this day and age, we're all going through something.
Ladies, it's time to leave the broke boys and men with no direction in the dust. If you're tired of dating men that can't support you or aren't at the level that you are at, you've got to check out Luxy Dating. Luxy is an exclusive community full of high-end and successful individuals. So if you're tired of dating men with no direction, you should check out Luxy Dating.
Men, it's time to leave the dumb who think the average man's salary is 6 figures in the dust. If you're tired of dating annoying independent boss babes who think they're elite when they're average at best, check out Tradwife Dating. It's a community of kind, respectable, childbearing individuals. So if you're tired of dating girls who accuse you of having no direction when they medicate themselves for having no direction themselves, check out Tradwife Dating, where a woman knows her place. You want to say one?
A lot of modern women, I think what we've been talking about really comes down to the things that men are looking for in a woman, right? Emotional softness, receptivity, appreciation. I would say, obviously emotional accountability, but more so appreciation and respect, right? A lot of modern women, like I said, a lot of these ladies, they want a man's time, they want his attention, they want a lot of things from a man, but they don't want to give him respect. They don't want to appreciate him. They want him to continue. Essentially, he's working for her. Like he's supposed to be on call, So when I knock on the door, like Allison Armstrong was talking about, when I knock on the door and I'm trying to connect with you, you're on call. If you're on the game and I'm trying to connect with you, you're on call. Stop playing the game. Stop working. You're out there working on your golf swing, or you're out in the yard doing whatever. Stop it. Whatever you're doing, quit doing it. Now is the time for me. You need to be paying attention to me, which is what a lot of these ladies are looking for, right? But then a man is saying, okay, if I'm going to do this, modern women have to understand, you have to start putting stuff in the bank. If you want love, you got to put in respect. If you want a man to be sensitive to your needs, you have to start putting in appreciation. Y'all can't continue to draw out of this bank when you haven't been making any deposits into it. That's what men keep on saying. If you want me to respect you, or to love you and to do all the things that you want, you got to give me the things that I want.